Unwind by Neal Shusterman. The Bill of Life. The Second Civil War, also known as the Heartland War, was a long and bloody conflict fought over a single issue. To end the war, a set of constitutional amendments known as the Bill of Life was passed. It satisfies both the pro-life and the pro-choice armies. The Bill of Life states that human life may not be touched from the moment of conception until a child reaches the age of 13. However, between the ages of 13 and 18, a parent may choose to retroactively abort a child, on the condition that the child's life doesn't technically end. The process by which a child is both terminated and yet kept alive is called unwinding. Unwinding is now a common and accepted practice in society. Part 1, Triplicate. Quote, I was never going to amount to much anyway, but now, statistically speaking, there's a better chance that some part of me will go on to greatness somewhere in the world. I'd rather be partly great than entirely useless. Samson Ward. Chapter 1, Connor. There are places you can go, Ariana tells him, and a guy as smart as you has a decent chance of surviving to 18. Connor isn't so sure, but looking into Ariana's eyes makes his doubts go away, if only for a moment. Her eyes are sweet violet with streaks of gray. She's such a slave to fashion, always getting the newest pigment injection in the second it's in style. Connor was never into that. He's always kept his eyes the color they came in, brown. He never even got tattoos, like so many kids get these days when they're little. The only color on his skin is the tan it takes during the summer, but now, in November, that tan has long faded. He tries not to think about the fact that he'll never see the summer again, at least not as Connor Lassiter. He still can't believe that his life is being stolen from him at 16. Ariana's violet eyes begin to shine as they fill with tears that flow down her cheeks when she blinks. Connor, I'm so sorry. She holds him, and for a moment it seems as if everything is okay, as if they are the only two people on earth. For that instant, Connor feels invincible, untouchable. But she lets go. The moment passes, and the world around him returns. Once more he can feel the rumble of the freeway beneath them, as cars pass by, not knowing or caring that he's here. Once more, he is just a marked kid, a week short of unwinding. The soft, hopeful things Ariana tells him don't help now. He can barely hear her over the rush of traffic. This place where they hide from the world is one of those dangerous places that make adults shake their heads, grateful that their own kids aren't stupid enough to hang out on the ledge of a freeway overpass. For Connor, it's not about stupidity or even rebellion. It's about feeling life. Sitting on this ledge, hidden behind an exit sign, is where he feels most comfortable. Sure, one false step and he's roadkill. Yet for Connor, life on the edge is home. There have been no other girls he's brought here, although he hasn't told Ariana that. He closes his eyes, feeling the vibration of the traffic as if it's pulsing through his veins, a part of him. This has always been a good place to get away from fights with his parents, or when he feels just generally boiled. But now Connor's beyond boiled, even beyond fighting with his mom and dad. There's nothing more to fight about. His parents signed the order. It's a done deal. We should run away, Ariana says. I'm fed up with everything too. My family, school, everything. I could kick AWOL and never look back. Connor hangs on the thought. The idea of kicking AWOL by himself terrifies him. He might put up a tough front. He might act like the bad boy at school. But running away on his own, he doesn't even know if he has the guts. But if Ariana comes, that's different. That's not alone. Do you mean it? Ariana looks at him with her magical eyes. Sure I do. I could leave here if you asked me. Connor knows this is major. Running away with an unwind, that's commitment. The fact that she would do it moves him beyond words. He kisses her, And in spite of everything going on in his life, Connor suddenly feels like the luckiest guy in the world. He holds her, maybe just a little too tightly because she starts to squirm. It just makes him want to hold her even more tightly, but he fights that urge and lets go. She smiles at him. AWOL, she says. What does that mean anyway? It's an old military term or something, Connor says. It means absent without leave. Ariana thinks about it and grins. More like alive without lectures. Connor takes her hand, trying not to squeeze it too tightly. She said she'd go if he asked her. Only now does he realize he hasn't actually asked yet. Will you come with me, Ariana? Ariana smiles and nods. Sure, she says. Sure, I will. Ariana's parents don't like Connor. We always knew he'd be an unwind, he can just hear them saying. You should have stayed away from that Lassiter boy. He was never Connor to them. He was always that Lassiter boy. They think that just because he's been in and out of disciplinary school, they have a right to judge him. Still, when he walks her home that afternoon, he stops short of her door, hiding behind a tree as she goes inside. Before he heads home, he thinks how hiding is now going to be a way of life for both of them. Home. Connor wonders how he can call the place he lives home when he's about to be evicted. Not just from the place he sleeps, but from the hearts of those who are supposed to